We don't seen Caroline walk in how many doggone times? Well, somehow, some way, she can't walk in while Haley is poisoning Bill. She was poisoning Bill food now, y'all. First, she started out with this doggone tea. She asked Caroline for tea or whatever, but Bill was like, actually, he wanted to sit in on the meeting or whatever. I said, look, and then she got a half a bottle of that stuff left. I said, Bill, you almost up out of there. But yeah, hey, y'all. Welcome back to another review with Life of Chester for Beyond the Gates, November 11th, 2025. First things first, what did y'all think of the episode? Let me know down below. It was something else I was gonna say. I think it was about Haley. Oh, I said one way or another she gonna get caught slipping. If it's not about her poisoning Bill, it's going to be about Isaiah. Cause she keeps on. How you gonna ask your husband? How you gonna repeatedly ask your husband about another man? And Bill not putting two and two together. Maybe if she continues, he will. But yeah, I was like, how many times first when he was first in the office, she was asking about Isaiah. He left and came back. She started back asking about Isaiah. And I said, you gonna make it obvious that you want Isaiah, girl. You definitely gonna make it obvious. Even Caroline knew that she was interested in Isaiah. But okay, so on today's new episode, we're gonna start with Haley, Bill, and Isaiah. So I think first they showed Haley with Bill, and then Caroline brought in Isaiah or whatever. He stopped by Bill's because he wanted legal help. He was shocked that Haley is Bill's wife. She was mentioning how she his younger wife and she younger than him and all this other stuff, and I was like, trying to put the moves on Isaiah. That's supposed to be evil man. That's supposed to be evil man. I said, now they over here, I don't know who he gonna end up with. Cause on one hand it's like, okay, I thought evil. Then it was like, okay, Cat, because Cat is jealous. Then I was like, okay, Naomi, because they had a whole little moment where it seemed like something was going on, or had been going on between them. Now Haley over here saying how she has an interest in him. So I was like, I don't know. But yeah, Bill ends up asking Isaiah what type of trouble he needs to get help out of this time, because apparently he helped him as well as Joey get out of trouble. But he was like, no, he actually on the up and up now. He got a job offer and he want basically them to look over the contract. He was like, that's not his field, but he recommended him to Tomas. I said, oh my goodness. I said, oh my goodness, here we go. Next we got Kat, Chelsea, Tomas, Eva. So Kat came in trying to talk to Chelsea about everything that happened in regards to Ted and Eva. That's when Tomas came out the room. She wanted to know what he was doing there. He said something about he left some documents there, so he had to pick it up. So then she started going on and on about Eva, and Eva just popped up. Did she ever say what she was doing at these folks' house? I was waiting on it. I don't know if she did or not. But I was like, did she ever say? I thought she came there to, see if Kat was okay, because she has been. I will give her that. She has been trying to smooth things over. But what she said something on today's episode. I was like, well, you are the one that helped ruin it, so, I don't know. I think she was saying how she saw firsthand how, two parents being together and stuff like that, talking about Ted and Nicole, the love they had and stuff like that, how she tried and wanted to put it back together. And I said, well, you broke it, so, yes, I will say once again, Kat has every right to feel how she feel, but eventually, it gets old. And also, another thing, you know how everybody been steady saying how they think that Leslie, that Eva, not Eva, what's the girl name? That Kat is Eva's daughter. Chelsea told her on today's episode that she's acting like Leslie. And I said, I know y'all ain't taking it there. I said, I know y'all ain't finna take it there. I said, I know doggone well y'all ain't finna take it there. I don't know how I will feel about that. I don't like that. I don't like that they trying to make it seem like Kat tripping, aside from the obvious way that she's tripping, because she is tripping. But her feeling, when she was trying to warn them and stuff like that, I give her that, because she was right. She was right and nobody listened to her. But also, it's the fact that, Eva done hooked up with her dude. And he still want her. When Isaiah was saying he want to make sure there's no conflict of interest, he was like, no, I'm actually dating her sister. And he looked over there at her. I said, it ain't over, y'all. It's still not over. But yeah, I see both sides of things. But eventually, Kat gonna have to stop. Because now, she pushing away all the people. The same thing Smitty told Martin. It's the same thing Kat need to hear. You finna get ready to push away everybody for some people that, well, first of all, you already said how, she is. Why won't you just let them see for themselves? If she actually the person that you said she is, why not let them see for themselves? Because you can't save everybody. Obviously not. Why I just drew a snail on this paper? Hold on. But yeah, I think we need to backtrack. I already talked about Isaiah. Kat walked in upset. She started talking about Eva. Eva came in. She ends up telling her how she a spoiled little B word. And I said, oh, that's the part. I can't believe I almost forgot. Kat done talked all that doggone noise, and she basically threatened her, told her that she come from a background of fighting and she good at it or whatever. Basically, she was like, I'll beat you up. And Kat just was looking at her and shocked to myself, you were acting like your mother. That's what you gonna say? You done talked all this noise about her behind her back and all this other stuff. She just told you she was gonna throw hands with you. She just told you she was gonna beat you up. And you gonna sit up there and just look in shock. Look, by the episode synopsis, I thought they was gonna get to tussling or something. The way they made it seem, they were saying how things get heated and stuff like that. They just doing the same thing they been doing. Words back and forth. She threatened her. She just sat there and looked in her face. I said, this can't be the same Kat. What's going on, Kat? I was like, she just threatened to beat you up and you sitting there. You just sitting there. I said, still off her. I said, sure, that just because you a spoiled brat, because you is, don't mean you won't throw them hands with her. Don't mean you want to put... Man, she just stood there. I can't believe she just stood there and let her threaten her like that. You don't talk all that noise. It's always those people that be talking noise. You know, scary as hell. Now I don't know, because, she might just not, be about their life. Or she may be about their life. I don't know, y'all. But yeah, I don't think it would. Look, I just skipped ahead because I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe she just sit there and let her just threaten her like that. But yeah, let's backtrack. Terrell ends up stopping by to talk to Samantha. Just encourage her and stuff like that. Now, I will say that her having that job, I say, okay, cool. Them saying take the key away, that's another cool. But to make it seem like this all Martin's fault is insane. This is crazy. But yeah, he was talking to her, trying to encourage her. That's when June came in. She was like, her dad's worried about her and stuff like that. And she wanted to live with June. I said, you had to go with her. And she was like, she not, equipped to handle being a parent full time yet. Or whatever. I said, not you trying to dip up out there just because they said you can't be with this boy. Well, actually, Martin quit your job for you, but aside from that. And I said, she don't like him either. She don't not, what was that, a milkshake she knocked on him? I said, you ain't gonna score no points. And she basically said she agreed with them. But then she was like, okay, it's not her decision. It's not her choice and stuff. But yeah, what else? Let's see. I think I did skip ahead. Smitty said Martin should have included him. So they started going back and forth about him acting the same way. He was like, that's completely different. This is about our daughter. I said, right, exactly. And he was like, it seemed like the best thing to do. Then he wanted to take their phones and not take their phones. He wanted them to get off social media. I said, well, that ain't gonna go right. They did. You taking their phone didn't work. What make you think that they finna get off social media? And Smitty was like, no, that's not it. So they decided to let her get the job back, take the key back. They want to meet, when they have a significant other, they want to meet the parents and stuff like that. That should have been a non-negotiable right there. That should have been 100%. Ooh, excuse me. That should be non-negotiable. But I do like how they trying to showcase a different way to parent and stuff like that, because it's not always, discipline this and discipline that, even though she deserved to be on punishment. Martin added another 24 hours. I know that's right. Because Nicole bringing her food and stuff, and she on punishment. What the world? Well, yeah, I already said Bill asked Isaiah what type of trouble you in. We already passed that. Smitty tells Martin it's not about him and stuff like that. Basically try to make it seem like he was being selfish and not considerate because he didn't ask him and talk to him. Even though they did agree that they was going to make the decision together or whatever. But yeah, what else? Samantha ends up admitting to Terrell that she shouldn't have said that she wished they hadn't adopted her and stuff like that. Tomas came to get the documents. We talked about that. Tomas tells Kat that Eva is Ted's daughter too, or whatever. She couldn't believe that. So that's when she walked in, and she was like, you a spoiled little B-word and stuff. And Tomas tried to stop them from arguing and stuff, and Chelsea's like, no, maybe they need to get this out. So they both started saying things to each other and stuff, and Eva was doing the most talking. I said, no, you had a lot to say when she wasn't here. Now you want to be on hush mode. So they just throwing insults at each other. Eva was getting in her face, basically telling her that she got it back. She don't come from, being behind the gates and stuff like that. I throw hands with you. I'll beat you up right now. Said something on like. She just said something on like, I'll beat you up right now. I'm going to tell y'all exactly what she told this girl. She said, you talked a whole lot of noise when I wasn't in the room, but now I'm right here. You think I won't beat you up? You think I won't mess you up? And she just stood there. You sound like your mother. Man, that ain't even it. That ain't all. After the girl left, Cat came over there to Chelsea and told us about so what she said? What she said? Y'all heard that, right? Y'all heard that? Y'all was a witness. So if anything happens to me, she did it. I said, you scary girl. What the world going on? But then I take it back. I take it back halfway. I take it back just a little bit, y'all. Later in the episode, she was talking to Chelsea saying how, you know what? She went from saying how she didn't want to be a part of Ted's life if he gonna include Eva and stuff like that to saying she got to make him see that, you know, Eva ain't no good one way or another. Basically, she want to destroy their bond. So she finna do something stupid. Now you make yourself look like a bad guy. And Chelsea told her, you know, you starting to sound, you said Eva was like her mother, like Leslie, but you the one sounding like her. I said, I said, she finna do something stupid. And now everybody gonna be mad at her. Now, you had every right to feel how you felt, even though people made it seem like, oh, you didn't have a right to feel how you felt. The girl came to help her mama destroy their family, and that's exactly what they did. That's exactly what they did. That's why she needed to be upset. She got a right to be upset. Then, the whole Tomas situation. But if you ain't gonna blame him in anything, you can't really blame her neither, because he letting it go that far. He let it went that far. And then she said out her own mouth how she was still sticking with him because, you know, she can't let Eva win. Now, nobody wanted to listen to her and stuff like that because she told these folks 1,000 times what they was up to. Everybody acted like she was crazy, so I get her that. But eventually, people get tired of the doggone feud. Tomas just want her either way go. He just want Eva. This is just what it is. She was like, it's like he never had her back. He always wanted to defend Eva and stuff like that. Chelsea ended up saying how she agrees because basically that's Ted's daughter. As of right now, that's Ted's daughter and stuff. So, of course, she would call him dad, but that's when she started talking about how she gonna come in between them. And I was like, people just do stupid stuff. And she was like, maybe she do anything like Leslie because Leslie get away with stuff. I said, you know what? You right. You do get away with stuff. I mean, not you. I said she get away with stuff. I mean, she do get away with stuff. She done attempted to murder somebody, and she over here booking hotels and just pulling fire alarms and stuff. Nobody sit up here and arrested this girl yet. But yeah, what else? I think that was the last thing with them. Samantha Terrell Jr., we talked about it. She was encouraged, telling her that she needs to apologize because she didn't get a chance to apologize to her. I think, did she say her dad? She didn't get a chance to apologize or whatever. She don't came. I said, I don't know. She just seemed like she be up to something. Samantha do. I said, I don't think she gonna get it until she get it. Once again, I think it's gonna be one of those situations where you have to learn the hard way. I feel like she gonna have to learn the hard way because when they said something about Nathan, about cutting Nathan loose, she was looking all down and stuff. That means she don't agree. Now we gotta wait to see. But yeah, what else? By the end of the episode, that's when they tell her that they adding 24 more hours to her punishment. Right on. She gonna get the job back, but she gotta return the key. They have to meet the parents and stuff like that, and they said that about Nathan. And I was like, she ain't done with him until she done with him. Until he done with her, one way or another. We already talked about Smitty and Martin. He was saying, I think Smitty told Martin that he wasn't talking about walking away from him or anything about their marriage. Anything like that. So they good as of right now, y'all. But it seemed like they still bumping heads. It definitely do. Carolina Haley was talking about Isaiah because she was asking Caroline something about if she knew what Isaiah was there for. And she was like, she was like, I know that you see him and you want him. But you know, you in love with Bill. Girl, as nosy as you is, you mean to tell me you don't see that this girl is clearly up to something and she keep requesting this doggone tea for a reason? Then, another thing that get me, every time she poisoned me, now we see Caroline walk her tail up in there or whatever, interrupting them and stuff like that. How many times? You can't walk in and see this girl poisoning this man. She got a half a bottle left. He almost up out of there. I was like, Then she got mad because she tried to encourage him to eat or whatever. She tried to switch it up because she know that he gonna start to figure it out because you keep telling somebody to drink some doggone tea. They gonna be like, why you keep trying to get me to drink this tea? What's in the tea? she told me, so, you want to eat your lunch and stuff like that. He was like, not right now. So he wanted her. So then he started hugging her. She just looked so irritated. She's like, ugh. She's like, how am I supposed to get Isaiah if I'm tied to this man? Then what they said about Joey? I think they said Joey learned something about Haley and them or something like that. If I'm not mistaken, they said something like that. I don't know, y'all. What else? Isaiah, I think he called Tomas and said he wanted to meet with him. They agreed to meet at Uptown. That's when he sees Eva. He was talking to Eva. She ends up asking him if let's see. I need to backtrack too. She ends up asking him if Kat always been like that. If she always been like that, he was like, back in the day, no. But right now, it seems like Eva knows more about her than he do. And they were just having a nice little conversation. Then here comes Tomas. I said, go away. I said, go away, please. Not right now. So then Eva thought he was there to check on her. He was like, no, I'm actually here to meet up with Isaiah. That's when Isaiah wanted him to, look over the contract and stuff like that. And he asked him, is this going to be a conflict of interest because of Eva? And he was like, no, I'm dating her sister. That ain't stopped you before. You was dating her when you slept with her. Doggone well y'all still together when you chose to sleep with her. I give her that. Maybe she didn't actually know that they were still a couple because he made it seem like they was over. He made it seem like they was over or whatever. But yeah, he started looking at her. She started looking at him. I said, I wanted to see what they had going on. But no, they want to put her back over here with this thing. This liar and manipulator. Because that's exactly what he is. I said, what? I said, he just trying to climb the ladder of success. That's what he trying to do. But yeah, hold on. Then Kat still blaming Eva solely. I think this is what they call it, solely. Blaming Eva solely for sleeping with Tomas like he wasn't there. Like he wasn't there. Let's see. What did I say I wanted to backtrack to? Oh, Samantha wanted June to talk to her dad. June said Samantha needs to change her perspective about the whole situation. Smitty told Martin that if he don't start trying to control everything, he'll alienate everybody. I'm reading that code. I said Eva told Kat she'll beat her up, and Kat just sat there. I said, get up, girl. I said, look, I thought it was gonna continue on. She done talked all that noise now. You don't let her walk past you. She done walked in your territory, your house, talking to us. You just gonna let her threaten you like that. Somebody, so y'all heard her threatening me? Y'all a witness if anything happened to me. I said, that you scared, girl. But yeah, June said Nathan brought out the worst in Samantha. Let's see. I already said Samantha want to live with June. She said she not equipped right now. Tomas told Kat that she putting her feelings for Eva over their relationship. Let's see. I think that's about it, y'all. Chelsea thinks Tomas right. She encourages her to talk to Ted and not let this situation ruin what they have. Okay, it's been that impossible. Eva said she was hoping she could have put the family back together that she helped destroy. Samantha apologized. She could have kept that apology. But yeah, Haley poisoned Bill again, but he ain't took the food as of right now. That was it, y'all. That's everything. Let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, deuces. Have a great rest of the, it's a nice time now. Have a great rest of the